buddy. Woohoo! Anywho, yeah, last night's episode was pretty rad. I posted on Twitter my selfie of my reaction, and it got a lot of good response, and I got a couple new followers. So thank you guys. It really means a lot to me. So I'm going to finally run down the whole episode of AEW, and of course it was really good, though there were some weak spots of this episode as well. We'll get to it. All right, first thing of the day of the whole match was the tag team battle royal. So whatever team wins this, they will be the number one contenders and will face the Young Bucks at Revolution. But if Young Bucks, who are also in there, if they win, they will pick whoever opponent they want. So, of course, we all were thinking, okay, Young Bucks are going to win, and they're going to pick Good Brothers. It's going to be Good Brothers versus Young Bucks at Revolution, which would be cool. I will be totally down to see that. Well, spoiler, that did not happen. At the end, you had Inner Circle, Jericho, and MJF, and Acclaimed, Top Flight, and one more team I can't remember as the final four. Also, fun thing is FTR was not in here. Instead, they were replaced by Silver and Reynolds, which is good. Now, a lot of people were super angry about this, saying that FTR is just being buried at AEW. Well, my thing is that I think it was a good move, because FTR is obviously like their number one or number two tag team at AEW, and I think this way getting them out what prevents them from losing or getting the pin or whatever. Also, it will further their feud with Jurassic Express and Jurassic Express. They were the last team too. Jurassic Express and Young Bucks. So I think it was a good move. Mostly, again, you don't want your top team like looking weak when they lose, especially for like a battle royal. Anyway, that's my opinion on that. So. And anyway, everybody was saying, even myself, were like, "Where's Silver and Reynolds?" So they were in it. So at the end, you had it was just Jericho and oh my god, I can't remember who was it. Top Flight? I want to say it was Top Flight. I'm thinking if it was Acclaimed. They were the last two. And of course, you can already see, all right, there's no way Top Flight, who just started at AEW, like a month ago, they're gonna win this. So Jericho wins it for the Inner Circle. So now it's those two against the Young Bucks at Revolution. In my opinion, I kind of don't really care for the new tag team of Jericho and MJF. I do understand it is for story reasons, because Santana and Ortiz are the real tag team group, and they are very, very good. So I'm hoping that, of course, I believe it at the end of the day, we're still going to get the Young Bucks versus Jericho and MJF, because, of course, they bring a lot of views in. That's the point of pay-per-view. You want people to buy it more. But I think there's going to be major fallout, especially with Santana Ortiz. You know, they want those tag titles a lot. So, but that will be further down in another segment. So you got that. The next match was really good women's match, and I'm really happy. I think 2021, the women's division in AEW is going to look very strong. I know that that is, of course, their biggest problem from last year, was saying like they just need better women. Women need to be showcased better or have better women wrestlers, whatever it is. Anywho, you had Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, and they just laid it all out there. They both look extremely amazing. I know Britt Baker missed a lot of last year due to injury, but I think this is probably her best match yet. And of course, Thunder Rosa is just amazing. So those two women going at it, just like really clawing at each other. It was so good. Of course, you got Britt Baker. She has Rebel on her side, and at the end, it was kind of like a distraction finish or whatever. But you had Rebel, Reba, she took the turnbuckle padding off to reveal the steel on there, and then as Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa were whooping each other, I think Thunder Rosa tried to charge at Britt, and then she moved out of the way, which Thunder Rosa hit her head on that metal thing and knocked herself out, which then Britt Baker did her a lockjaw finish on her, And because Thunder Rosa was already knocked out and she couldn't defend herself, the ref, called it a KO. Britt Baker for the win. So yeah, that's obviously Britt Baker's going to be the next women's champion, but this will again further their storyline because this is a really good feud going on between both of them, and since they're both in the tournament, there will probably be a lot of ramifications for that too. So and the first big huge news on Dynamite was they finally revealed all 16 ladies that will be in that women's tournament, and the Japan side is just it's so good. You got some of the returning wrestlers that you want to see, like Rio's coming back, Yuka, Ibi, and a few other Japanese women wrestlers. But then the biggest one was the last reveal of the Japanese side, where you have Maki Ito, which is oh my god, that is so cool. Like, I just look on Twitter, all of Twitter popped, and she posted on Twitter saying like, this is my dream to be at AEW. Oh, it's just gonna be so cool. Like, I hope she makes it to like as far end as you can get, because like I said, it's gonna be Britt Baker at the end, but at least show these Japanese women, give them a lot of time on TV. They did not announce when this is actually going to happen or how, and I hope it is not on YouTube. So if it's not on YouTube, I don't know if it can be on TV because you're running out of time. But anywho, that was amazing news. Go watch that very short clip on Twitter when they ran down the list. It was pretty cool. All right, the next match was Adam Page and Matt Hardy versus Chaos Theory. And though I really like Hangman and Matt Hardy, I really don't like Chaos Theory. But of course, we're again furthering the narrative of Adam Page and Matt Hardy being a sleaze. So basically, we had this match because Chaos Project ruined Dark Order's -1's birthday, and Matt Hardy was like, tag with me and you can make things right with the Dark Order, because now Dark Order, they're very sad, but they're also disappointed with Adam. Low-key, I still hope he joins Dark Order, but he probably won't. So we started to have this match, and you have Adam, who did a lot of the work onto the Chaos Project, and then like Matt being like the sleazy is, which go right to the ending after Adam Page did the buckshot lariat to Serpentico, and obviously Serpentico was knocked out, ready to be pinned. Matt tagged himself in, then did the pin, and he'd done this before, so he gets the visual pin, but makes him look like he did all the work or whatever. And then you just see Adam's face. He's like, like he's so sad and disappointed. He's like, I can't find, like he just has a look like, why can't I just find trustworthy people? But Dark Order was trustworthy anyway. But it was funny. So, and then you had Matt trying to give Adam a high five, and he was like not having it. He's like, look at this guy. What is he all about? So yeah, so that's the end of that match. Again, I think we're gonna have Adam go all the way down, hit rock bottom. I thought he already hit rock bottom a few times, but he's gonna go even furthermore, and then eventually build him back up, and he'll win the title off Kenny Omega next year or whatever. So, all right, so we got that. Then the next one, hopefully this is over, is my favorite segment of all. I will say this is probably the weakest part of the whole episode, and you already know I am extremely biased towards Best Friends and Orange Cassidy, but I absolutely cannot stand this storyline. So anyhow, Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford wedding, it is finally here and it's finally done. So you had them wedding. I will say I like that they had Father James Mitchell from Impact officiating the wedding. That was funny. And they did a lot of like innuendo jokes. Obviously Kip and Penelope, they both look good. JR on commentary kept saying how pretty Penelope is. But so at the end of all that, then it was Miro. He's gonna do his best man speech, and it was really funny because he was like, "What is love?" And the whole audience started singing the, "What is love, baby, don't hurt me." And you could hear he's like, "Yeah, I like that song. I'm gonna keep singing." It was just so silly, but so he was saying And I like that he mentioned that he never had the bachelor party because that was a huge part of the storyline was this party, and it never happened. And I think 2 reasons why it never happened. Number one, Trent was injured, so I think he was supposed to be involved in that somehow. It didn't happen. And then also, I think people just wanted this whole story to be over, like myself. So, but he was like, Miro was like, wait, what is that box over there? And it's like this huge refrigerator box. And Chuck was like, oh, that's a gift from me. And he's like, oh, really? Okay, I've been in a few weddings. I know where this is going. So Miro attached the box, and there was nothing in it. It was just an empty box. So then he goes and gets Chuck to clean the box. And as Chuck was doing that, off the camera, I guess he handcuffed Miro's leg to the post. So when as they're all back in the ring and they started like trying to continue on with the ceremony, you had Chuck, he goes and attacks Kip and Penelope. Of course, Miro can't do anything because he is chained to the pole. You had Penelope face first into the cake, and she's like crying. It was actually really funny. And then all of a sudden, yeah, if you didn't expect this, out from the cake is Orange Cassidy, and he comes and they attacks Kip Sabian. He does his beach break move on him, and there you go. You have the best friends. They won their little feud here. So hopefully this is the end, or maybe not. But I'm hoping it's the end because I forgot to say during this, when Kip accidentally hit Miro looked at Kip with such anger, and I literally I really tweeted out, I'm like, turn on Kip now. This is what everybody wants. I want this too. I want him to turn on Kip and doesn't do a single thing. So there you go. Hopefully this whole story is over. Next you have Shaq announcing that he will go against Cody. And it was a very funny thing because on that NBA show that he does, he was showing the guys on there his black tornado move. I thought it was really funny. He's punching the plexiglass. So, yes, so not on Revolution, which I thought it was going to be I believe that would be the take-home show, yes. Take-home show, which will be March 3rd. It will be, Cody and Shaq. Cody versus Shaq. Jade versus Red Velvet. Intergender tag match. I really can't wait to see this. At first, I was confused why they wouldn't have this on Revolution, but then I was like, you know what? That would make sense. Have it on the take-home show because there are going to be a lot of fans watching that. Hopefully, those fans will be like, okay, let's go buy Revolution or continue to watch AEW. So that makes sense. There was a little video package of Jade too. She looks great. I just can't wait to actually see how she wrestles. And of course, with this hype, I think she's gonna do okay because you wouldn't hype this person so much for them not to wrestle that well. So, and she's been training with Dustin Rhodes too. So, all right, and then the next match, I was fine with it, but I could see why a lot of people didn't like it. This was Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston again, but this time Lumberjack match. From the criticisms I see, number one was why are they having a match again so soon? Because they just killed each other last week. I agree that I don't mind having them another match because last week their match was kind of cut off of TV because of technical difficulties. Even though they uploaded on YouTube, I believe it's just to just have it again. And also with the Lumberjack match, they get to have all the wrestlers on the side, and just you get to see more people on the show, I guess. Another criticism I heard about this match was because a lot of the wrestlers on the side were AEW Dark people. So if you do not watch AEW Dark, you would have no clue who are these people on the side of the ring being the Lumberjacks. But anywho, to me, I was fine with it. I liked Lance Archer. I liked Eddie Kingston. It was all good. You had Butcher, Blade, and Bunny, of course, doing major distractions to Lance. Bunny hopped onto Lance's back, and then Lance tried to do the blackout move to her. It was actually funny, and I love the way that she screams and laughs. But let's see. But I will say at the end there was a clean finish by Lance for the win. Lance did his blackout to Eddie Kingston, knocked him out, and Lance won. So that was good. At least of course, you got Eddie. He won last week. Lance won this week. 50-50 booking. But it's all good. Lance needed that win. And, of course, Lance will show up later, which will be great. I will talk about that later. All right, and then very quick FTR segment, very funny. They were just talking about how come they weren't in the tag battle royal, and they were saying like everyone is just afraid of us. That's why they try to take us out early. Of course, this is to further their feud with Jurassic Express. So they were saying that Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus tattletaled on them, and now they're going to pay the price. They had Marco Stunt in the corner tied up. It was very strange because you had Tully Blanchard like looking at Marco like, huh? Okay, so then finally the main event, and I actually did a separate video on this because I just had to record my genuine reaction. Oh, it was just so great. But main event, you have the elite of Good Brothers and Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley and Death Triangle, Rey Fenix and Pac. And I'm telling you, watch this match. Of course, watch because everything afterwards. But it was just, I mean, 100 miles an hour from start to finish. I mean, you have like 6 of the best people, best wrestlers right now, and you have Rey Fenix and Pac who are intense high flyers. They were doing some crazy moves. I mean, you got Pac. He went and launched himself from the ring to Carl Anderson, and he launched himself so far it looked like he hurt himself because he landed on the bike rack outside. Oh, that Rey Fenix, insane. Anyway, Death Triangle, even though I'm biased with best friends, Death Triangle need to win that trios belt when it gets to it. Then you had towards the end, it was Kenny Omega and Pac, and Kenny Omega landed some crazy V triggers onto Pac. So that neutralized him. Then you had then Rey Fenix came in. You had Good Brothers. They landed their Magic Killer onto Rey Fenix. Jon Moxley, I think he's knocked out on the outside. And with that, Doc Gallows went and pinned Rey Fenix for the win. So those three, the lead started to beat up Rey Fenix, and out comes Lance Archer to save the day, I guess. So Lance Archer comes in and he beats everybody up and mostly focuses on Doc Gallows. But then in the ring you have Kenny Omega, who's just lying on the ground. You had Jon Moxley looking over Kenny Omega like, okay, you by yourself in the ring, ready to kick your ass. And then all of a sudden, somebody in a black hoodie goes and knocks Jon Moxley. And then slowly, as he took his hood off and unzipped his hoodie, who is it? No other than New Japan's Bullet Club, Kenta. So he comes in to beat up Jon Moxley, and I'm very sure the internet melted and popped at the same time when that happened. So yeah, and then he did his go to sleep move onto Jon. Of course, he has the Bullet Club shirt on, and then as Kenta's outside the ring, Kenny Omega is in the middle, and they're looking at each other. Then you hear the commentators were like, so is the Bullet Club, are they good? Are they back together? And then it just cuts to black. But online, if you go on Twitter and maybe on Facebook, YouTube at this point, they probably have it, you will see they had, after the show, you had Kenny Omega, he was following Kenta outside in the parking lot. And I like how Kenny Omega was like, hey, Brother Switchblade said that you were coming over or something like that. And he was trying to do the too sweet to Kenta, but Kenta was like, F you, Kenny. I'm not here for you. I'm just here for Jon Moxley. It was just hilarious. I don't know why that was just so funny, the way that Kenta said it. And then Kenny was like, he turns to the camera and he's like talking to Tony Khan, and he's basically saying, next week, he's like, me and Kenta together tag teaming against Jon Moxley and Lance Archer. Now that match have not been confirmed. It probably will be. That will be crazy. So, oh man, that's gonna be good, and that's just a regular episode of Dynamite. So this morning, like right after I heard the news, this is when I started taping this vlog here. New Japan was going to do a big announcement at about 10 o'clock. And the announcement is they're going to feature their episodes. I don't know if it's like the strong episode or just like a highlight episode. I'm not sure, on Roku channel. So that's good. So that's their announcement. As for New Japan and AEW working together, I hope that's a confirmed thing, and I hope they do something major with that, because that will be really cool. So there you go, guys. Another long video, but so much to say. Oh, I'm so glad that I took the day off yesterday to watch AEW. It was great. So thank you guys so much for watching, and you know, follow me on Twitter, on all social medias at Shining Polaris. Thank you guys for watching and your support, and I will see you soon. All right, bye.